You have probably spent your entire life inflating your car tires the wrong way without even realizing it. And the worst part is that it quietly costs you money every single year. Tires wearing out far sooner than they should, fuel consumption creeping higher than expected, and a car that always feels slightly harsher or less stable than it was designed to be. Most drivers believe they are doing everything correctly simply because they follow the small sticker located on the driver's side door jamb. But here is something almost nobody talks about. That label does not always tell the full story. The difference between the number printed there and what your tires actually need in real-world driving can mean thousands of dollars over the lifespan of a vehicle. Those first few minutes when you stop to check or inflate your tires may seem insignificant, but they can determine whether your tires last 60,000 miles or barely make it to half that. Small mistakes during inflation slowly destroy the tire structure, creating uneven wear, reducing traction, and increasing the chances of a blowout. Today we are going to break down 11 tire inflation mistakes that experienced Japanese drivers almost never make, but that millions of American drivers repeat every week without realizing it. These small habits can shorten the life of your tires dramatically. Let's begin. Mistake number 11. Blindly trusting the tire pressure sticker on the door. There is an important detail about that door sticker that most people never hear about. The pressure listed there is not always the perfect pressure for everyday driving. In many cases, it represents the minimum safe pressure when the vehicle is carrying its maximum rated load. Automakers calculate that number assuming the worst-case scenario: 5 adults in the car, a fully loaded trunk, and sustained highway speeds. Under those conditions, the tire needs enough pressure to safely support the weight without overheating or deforming. The problem is that almost nobody drives like that every day. Most of the time the car is carrying just the driver, maybe one passenger, and very little cargo. When you run the minimum pressure intended for a fully loaded vehicle while the car is almost empty, the tire shape changes. The sidewalls flex more than they should, and the center of the tread loses part of its contact with the road. The weight of the car ends up concentrated on the outer edges of the tire. Over time, this leads to premature shoulder wear. A set of tires that should last around 60,000 miles may be worn out in 30,000 miles or even sooner. A more balanced approach is often somewhere around 10 to 15% below the maximum pressure listed on the tire sidewall itself. In practice, this usually places many passenger vehicles somewhere between 38 and 42 psi. For drivers who are used to seeing 32 or 33 psi on the door sticker, that number might sound surprisingly high. But on a tire rated for a maximum of 51 psi, running 40 psi is far from excessive. In fact, it often lands right in the zone of best efficiency and tread stability. The difference between blindly following the door sticker and adjusting pressure more intelligently can easily represent thousands of dollars saved in tires over the lifetime of the vehicle. Mistake number 10. Checking tire pressure while the tires are hot. This is one of the most common mistakes drivers make. You pull into a gas station after driving for several miles, grab the air hose, and decide to check your tire pressure. The gauge shows something like 30 psi, which looks low, so you add air until it reaches 35 psi. It feels like the right thing to do, but in reality you just made a classic inflation mistake. As soon as tires begin rolling on the road, friction with the asphalt generates heat. That heat causes the air inside the tire to expand. It is completely normal for tire pressure to increase by anywhere from 3 to as much as 8 psi during regular driving. That means the reading you see when the tire is hot does not represent the true inflation pressure. The measurement is artificially higher because of the heat buildup. If your gauge shows 30 psi after driving, the real cold pressure may already have been close to 35 psi. When you add air at that moment, the tire may become overinflated. Later, when the vehicle sits for several hours and the tires cool down, that pressure can easily end up well above 40 psi without you noticing. Overinflated tires reduce the contact patch with the road, which can hurt traction, make the suspension feel harsher, and increase the risk of a blowout at highway speeds. The correct rule is simple. Tire pressure should always be checked and adjusted when the tires are cold. That means the vehicle has been parked for at least 3 hours or has been driven less than 1 or 2 miles at low speed. Anything beyond that can already distort the reading. Mistake number 9. Trusting gas station air gauges without questioning their accuracy. Those air pumps at gas stations look convenient, but many of them are far from precise. Some can easily be off by 2 to 5 psi. The reason is simple. These machines are used by hundreds of people every day. They sit outside in the sun, rain, and dust. They get dropped, kicked, and almost never receive proper calibration or maintenance. If the gauge is inaccurate by just 3 psi, you might think your tires are at 35 psi when in reality they are running at 32 or even 38 psi. That small difference is enough to create uneven wear patterns, affect vehicle handling, and slightly increase fuel consumption over time. A simple digital tire pressure gauge costs very little and fits easily inside the glove box. With your own gauge, you can verify pressure accurately before using the air pump. It is a small investment that can prevent premature tire wear on a set of tires that may cost several $100s each. Mistake number 8. Overinflating tires in an attempt to improve fuel economy. This tip has circulated on the internet for years. The idea is simple. Increase tire pressure a few psi above the recommended level to reduce rolling resistance and improve fuel efficiency. Technically, there is a small gain. When a tire is harder, it deforms less against the road surface, which slightly reduces rolling resistance. In controlled testing, this can improve fuel economy by roughly 1 to 2%. On paper that might sound appealing, but the hidden consequences usually outweigh the benefit. When a tire is overinflated, the contact patch becomes smaller and the center of the tread carries most of the load. This reduces grip and can increase braking distance by several feet during emergency stops. Cornering stability also suffers because the tire cannot maintain full contact with the pavement. At the same time, the center portion of the tread begins wearing out much faster than the edges. The result is a tire that should last 50,000 or even 60,000 miles becoming unusable far earlier than expected. Engineering tests conducted by tire manufacturers have also shown that even moderate overinflation can create structural stress during sustained high-speed driving. Heat can concentrate in the center of the tread and eventually lead to internal separation within the tire structure. In other words, saving a small amount of fuel could easily turn into hundreds of dollars spent on premature tire replacement. In the worst-case scenario, it can also increase the risk of a high-speed blowout. The risk becomes even greater in heavier vehicles such as SUVs and pickup trucks. When tires are excessively inflated in these vehicles, hard braking can cause uneven deformation, making the rear end of the vehicle feel unstable. In simple terms, chasing a tiny improvement in miles per gallon by overinflating tires is rarely worth the trade-off in safety and tire lifespan. Mistake number 7. Neglecting the valve core and the tire valve cap. There is a tiny component inside every tire valve that most drivers never even notice. It is called the valve core, a small spring-loaded pin responsible for keeping the air sealed inside the tire. If this component becomes loose or contaminated with dirt, it can allow air to escape slowly even when the tire was inflated correctly. In that situation, the tire gradually loses pressure over time, even though there is no puncture anywhere in the tread. And that small plastic cap many people consider useless actually plays an important role. Its job is to protect the valve from contamination. It prevents dust, water, sand, and even road debris from entering the valve mechanism. When contaminants get inside, the internal spring and seal can begin to corrode. Over time, this leads to small pressure leaks that leave each tire running at slightly different inflation levels. Engineers in the tire industry estimate that valve core problems are responsible for roughly 12% of pressure loss cases in tires that have no puncture at all. Fortunately, the solution is extremely simple. Whenever you check or inflate your tires, take a moment to confirm that the valve core is properly tightened. There is a small dedicated tool designed for this that costs almost nothing. And always reinstall the valve cap after inflating the tire. Ideally, use metal caps or caps with a rubber seal for better protection. It may seem like a small detail, but this is exactly the kind of detail that professional tire technicians check on every vehicle that enters their shop. Mistake number 6. Applying tire shine immediately after inflating the tires. This mistake is interesting because it looks completely harmless. Many people inflate their tires and then immediately spray tire shine products to give the rubber that deep black, new tire appearance. The problem is that most of these products contain solvents or petroleum-based chemicals that can react with rubber when applied to hot surfaces. And when you just drove to a gas station or recently finished inflating your tires after driving, the tire sidewalls are usually still warm. Applying those chemicals at that moment can allow the solvents to penetrate the rubber and accelerate the drying process over time. After several months, this can lead to small cracks forming along the tire sidewall. At first, these microcracks may appear purely cosmetic, but over time they can grow and compromise the structural integrity of the tire. That increases the risk of failure, especially at highway speeds. Professional detailers usually recommend applying tire dressing only when the tires are completely cool, ideally several hours after the car has been parked. They also suggest using water-based products with UV protection instead of petroleum-based formulas. Those products help maintain the appearance of the tire without accelerating rubber degradation. Mistake number 5. Ignoring temperature and altitude changes. There is a physical factor that surprises even experienced drivers. Tire pressure naturally changes with temperature. As a general rule, tire pressure varies by roughly 1 psi for every 10 degrees Fahrenheit change in ambient temperature. That means a tire inflated on a warm day can show a noticeably lower pressure on a cold morning. Imagine you inflate your tires during a hot summer afternoon when temperatures are close to 86 degrees Fahrenheit and you set them to 35 psi. If the next morning the temperature drops to around 50 degrees Fahrenheit, the pressure can easily fall by 3 or 4 psi, even though nothing is wrong with the tire. Now consider drivers who live in mountainous areas or frequently travel between regions with different elevations. As altitude increases, the atmospheric pressure outside the tire decreases. That makes the internal tire pressure appear slightly higher relative to the surrounding environment. A tire inflated at sea level may show a higher reading when checked in mountain regions, leading the driver to believe the tire is overinflated. If the driver lowers the pressure in that situation and later returns to lower elevations, the tire may end up running underinflated. Tire engineers usually recommend checking tire pressure under similar temperature and altitude conditions whenever possible. On long trips, especially when driving through mountains or major elevation changes, it is a good idea to verify tire pressure again after reaching your destination. Tires are not static components. They constantly respond to the environment around them. Ignoring that reality is a bit like measuring your blood pressure once and assuming it will never change again. Mistake number 4. Never rotating tires even when wear is uneven. The 4 tires on your car do not wear at the same rate. The front and rear axles perform very different tasks, which leads to different wear patterns. When drivers never rotate their tires, they often end up replacing all 4 tires at the same time, even though only 2 are truly worn out. A common example involves a vehicle that arrived at a repair shop with only 28,000 miles on the odometer but already needed new tires. The front tires were almost completely worn out, while the rear tires still had close to half their tread remaining. It was a front-wheel drive sedan that had never had a tire rotation. The solution was simple. The rear tires were moved to the front, and only 2 new tires were installed on the rear axle. The owner ended up spending roughly half of what it would have cost to replace all 4 tires, and the remaining tires were able to deliver several thousand additional miles of service. In front-wheel drive vehicles, the front tires endure much more stress. They handle acceleration, most of the braking forces, and also support the weight of the engine. In rear-wheel drive cars, the rear tires tend to wear faster because they handle the driving force. All-wheel drive vehicles can develop even more complex wear patterns depending on the system design and driving conditions. That is why regular tire rotation is so important. It balances wear across all 4 tires and helps extend their lifespan. Most manufacturers recommend rotating tires every 5,000 to 7,000 miles, which often coincides with regular oil changes. Mistake number 3. Maintaining correct tire pressure but driving with bad alignment. This is one of the biggest silent tire killers. Many drivers believe that if their tire pressure is correct, their tires are automatically protected. But that is not true if the suspension alignment is out of specification. A vehicle can have perfectly inflated tires and still destroy them in just a few thousand miles. That happens because poor alignment forces the tire to contact the pavement unevenly. A very common example involves a car that arrived at a repair shop with the inner edges of the tires completely worn out while the rest of the tread still had plenty of rubber left. The driver was checking tire pressure every week and could not understand why the tires were wearing out so quickly. After a more detailed inspection, the technician discovered that one of the front wheels had a camber angle outside the factory specification. The wheel was slightly tilted inward, which caused the tire to run almost entirely on its inner edge while driving. The result was extreme wear in a very short period of time, while most of the tread barely touched the pavement. A wheel alignment usually costs a small fraction of what a full set of tires costs, but it protects a much larger investment. Any time the vehicle hits a large pothole, climbs a curb, or receives a new set of tires, it is a good idea to have the alignment checked. Mistake number 2. Ignoring the tire pressure monitoring system warning. Most modern vehicles are equipped with a tire pressure monitoring system, commonly known as TPMS. Its job is simple: warn the driver when one or more tires are significantly underinflated. The problem is that many drivers ignore the warning light on the dashboard or simply reset the system without fixing the real issue. That warning light does not appear randomly. In most vehicles, it activates when tire pressure drops roughly 25% below the recommended level. At that point, the tire is already operating in potentially dangerous conditions. Driving with low pressure causes the tire to generate excessive heat, accelerates wear, and can weaken the internal structure of the tire. There are cases where drivers continue driving for days or even weeks with the warning light illuminated, assuming the sensor is malfunctioning. Meanwhile, the tire may be running nearly flat the entire time. When a tire operates under those conditions for too long, the heat generated inside can damage the structural layers that give the tire its strength. Even if the tire is reinflated later, the internal damage may already be done. The TPMS system exists specifically to prevent situations like this. If that warning light appears, the correct action is to stop as soon as it is safe, check the tire pressure, and resolve the issue immediately. Ignoring the alert can turn a simple pressure adjustment into a serious blowout risk at highway speeds. Mistake number 1. Perfectly inflating tires that are already worn out. This is probably the most dangerous mistake of all because it creates a false sense of safety. Many drivers believe that if the tire pressure is correct, everything must be fine. But perfect inflation cannot compensate for worn or aged tires. A tire can be inflated to the exact recommended pressure and still be extremely unsafe. A clear example involved a driver who lost control of his car on a wet highway even though his tires were properly inflated. The pressure was exactly within the recommended range. The real problem was something else. The tread depth was already close to the minimum limit, and the rubber compound had hardened with age. The tires were more than 6 years old. Over time, the rubber compound loses elasticity and gradually becomes harder. When that happens, the tire loses a significant amount of its ability to grip the road. Even if there is still visible tread pattern remaining, the rubber may no longer be flexible enough to channel water effectively. That dramatically increases the risk of hydroplaning, especially at highway speeds. There are 3 main factors that determine when a tire should be replaced. The first is tread depth. For real safety, many tire specialists recommend replacement once tread depth approaches about 4 mm. The legal limit in many places is lower, but waiting until that point significantly reduces braking performance on wet roads. The second factor is tire age. Even if the tread still looks decent, tires older than 6 or 7 years can lose a large portion of their grip due to rubber degradation. The third factor is visible damage. Cracks on the sidewalls, bulges, deformations, or exposed internal cords are all warning signs that a tire must be replaced immediately. Maintaining proper tire pressure is extremely important, but it is only one part of the tire safety system. A tire can be perfectly inflated and still be extremely dangerous if it is worn out or deteriorated. Now the question is simple: which of these mistakes have you made without realizing it? Let me know in the comments.